In August of 2019, pre-COVID, I was very sick. I don't get sick often. I was very sick. I got a call from Ray. I lived in Great Neck at the time in Long Island, New York. I got a call from him and he said, listen, I know you're not feeling well. It's not what you think. I'm coming over. Make sure your house is clear. I said, okay, no problem. Got everybody out. He came. I'm laying in bed like I'm dying. Like it was bad. And I never felt like that before. And he came with a bag with a few different things. One of those things was a water bottle with an orange Sharpie circle on the bottom. And it was just, it looked like a glass regular bottle. I don't know what it was. But he said, listen, there's water in here. Drink it, but you never let the water go below this line. There was a line a third of the way, like from the bottom. So like 1, 2, 3 over here. 33% from the bottom of the bottle, there was an orange line. He said you could fill up the water, this bottle, from your own filtered water in the house. You never let the water go below this line. Drink it. He gave me a few things to put on my face and so on and so forth. And he said, you'll be fine. I'll explain later. I said, okay. I started doing that. Really, within 12 hours, everything was gone. I didn't understand what was going on. But in that same meeting when I was sick, he shared a few things with me. And he said, listen, there's about to be something that's going to happen that's going to look like a pandemic. New York City is going to shut down amongst many other places around the world. And I'm looking at him like, what the hell are you talking about? There's no way. Think of trying to comprehend New York City.
We never had a pandemic in our lives to even...
I really looked at him and I said, listen, now you're pushing it too far. Let's take a second here. I don't believe him. He said, listen, I'm sharing information with you. I'm giving you a heads up so you can prepare. There's going to be something going on around the world. We're trying to stop, but it doesn't look like we're going to succeed. People are going to get sick, but it's not because of what you think it is. It's not because of what the news is going to tell you. You will see people getting ill, and you will see people dying along the way as well. In addition to that, he said there are going to be fires in Australia. He told me there are going to be fires in California. They are not real. They're calculated. They're using electromagnetic laser pulsation, in some cases from out of the atmosphere, to create these things in a controlled way to create chaos. There's going to be fires in Canada. There's going to be floods in Australia. And I'm looking at him like, what are you talking about? And I said, you know what? Give me something that's going to prove everything that you're saying is right.
Because you're suggesting that he was having almost premonitions about things that
well, not premonitions. He was given a brief on...
this is what's coming.
It's from the organization. He's not a prophet or anything.
Right.
He was just given information. And I said, I need you to give me something that is foolproof. Prove it to me. And he said, okay, at the end of this month, I want you to go to the UGSG, whatever, Global Earthquake Database. I forgot what it's called. It's like 4 letters. Go to that website and look at the ratio of how many earthquakes happen at 10 kilometers right now. And there weren't many. And then look at it starting at the end of August in just a few days into the beginning of September. And tell me what you see. He said, you're going to see a spike in earthquakes happening at exactly 10 kilometers. Over and over and over again. The majority of them will happen at that depth. And I said, what are you talking about? And he said, how do I know? And I said, how do you know? He said, because TLS is going to blow up those tunnels. And many of them are not at 9.9 and not at 10.1. They're at exactly 10 kilometer depth. Lo and behold, I swear on my life, you could check this out on the database. End of August, beginning of December, there was a period of 5 days, 33% of the earthquakes were happening at a depth of exactly 10 kilometers over and over and over again. It was in that month when you saw in Abu Dhabi, in Russia, there were explosions happening all over the place. Remember what happened in Lebanon? Explosions happening all over the place. That was connected to the tunnels. Sometimes there were mistakes, sometimes it works. But that was the work of TLS. When you saw 10 kilometer depth over and over and over again, they were blowing them up. They were destroying them so these people can't use them. It was that point where I said, this guy, I don't know what the hell is going on, but I'm all in. 5 months later is when I was invited to the TLS meeting in February 6th of 2020.
Okay, that's really heavy. That's extreme. Because I guess, if what you're saying is true, it's as though he's able to somehow see into the future.
No, there's a plan. He can't see anything in the future. He's told what the plan is because they have intelligence in the TLS organization. They told him, he told me, and I told the world. That's how I'm used.
So there's a plan. So like all of these things that happening. What you're basically suggesting is that all of these things that happened, COVID and other things, were planned.
Absolutely.
And he was privy to that plan. So what else do they know?
A lot. Most of the disasters, the fires, the floods that you see at this point around the world, these viruses going around and killing people, it's not what they're telling you they are. There's other things going on. And thankfully, TLS and many others, it's not just the organization, but TLS is privy to these things. So there comes in some situations where they're allowed to intervene.